Hey everybody, it's your old pal Mike. I hope you're happy, healthy, and safe, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I wanted to introduce you to a very dear old friend of mine, and that is the Skjelstang. This is a guitar that I built in 2013, I think, for Sky of the band Fleet Foxes, and then later Beach House, and I think Sky did a stint with the Walkman? I don't remember, I'll have to go back and look at my notes, but yeah, this guitar was built for Sky to his needs and specifications, which I'm pretty sure was influenced heavily by Thurston Moore's 3-pickup Mustang from the Sonic Youth days. But this is the guitar that we came up with, and I am so pleased to see it again after all of these years. These days, the guitar lives with our mutual friend Trevor Spencer, who's a crackshot sound engineer and producer of amazing music that I'm sure you've heard, and just a guy who is the light of the world. Every time I see him, it brings me immense joy. So I'm really happy that this lives with him now. And it's in my hands just for a quick once-over and some setup issues, mainly related to the vibrato, which was giving Trevor some trouble recording-wise, but it's working fine now, so pretty happy about that, although I didn't tune it. So let's talk about the Skjelstang. This thing was a 65 neck and I believe a 65 body, maybe 66. I'm pretty sure it's a 65 body. Refinished in this really cool pearl white that is super, super crazed, like checked beyond belief. So it's either very old or it's a very good, refin job. So it is made up of some vintage parts. It still retains its original tuners. It has its original dynamic vibrato, but that's about where the originality ends. Well, the neck plate too. This thing, as you can see, is heavily modified. And I'm sure that the first thing that you will notice is that Mustangs usually only have 2 pickups, one in the neck, one in the bridge, but Sky wanted a third added in the middle for some stratty type sounds, and I have to say, this thing came out great. This thing sounds wonderful. For sounds, we went with a trio of Lollar 64s in here, and they sound excellent. I'm not a fan of Strats, but if I had to pick a favorite Strat set, that would probably be it. Although I'm sure there are a lot of other really good options out there, I just don't do Strats. Installing that third pickup required quite a lot of routing. So there's a nice big cavity under this guard, but that's okay. That's the way we chose to do it. The other thing that might stick out to you immediately is that this guitar has a 3-way toggle switch, and you may be asking yourself, well, how does that work? The toggle switch really only governs the outer 2 pickups, the neck and bridge. So we've got your normal 3-way operation. It's bridge, middle, and then neck. That's easy. Now I'm sure you're wondering how that third pickup is activated, but that's what these controls up here are for. Now normally Mustangs have 2 3-way slider switches up here on this side of the guard governing each pickup. You've got your in and out of phase positions, and the middle is off. We retained that operation for this 3-way on, off, on switch. So back here, the middle pickup is out of phase. Up here, it's in phase, and in the middle, it's off. But this control is a little alteration that we made that I'm really happy about. This is the same sort of volume slider that you'll see on a Jazzmaster or a Jaguar rhythm circuit. So it's a 1 meg volume control wired in that allows you to blend the pickup in with the other 3 depending on your switch selection. So if the pickup is out of phase and it's a little too honky for you, you can just roll back the volume a little bit and it thickens up nicely. It's a really lovely feature. Now, how this works in tandem with the proper controls, the volume and tone, is that when I wired it up, I'm not sure it's like this now. These were wired kind of like a jazz bass where you could infinitely blend between them, and you could roll off the neck and bridge volume and have the middle pickup soloed, which is a little bit tricky to do on the fly, but it worked a charm when we first wired it up. The sounds on this thing are fantastic, so let's have a listen now. Bridge, which means toggle switch, bridge position, slider switch, middle, which is off. Neck and bridge. Neck only. Now we're gonna mix the middle pickup in with the bridge in phase. This is gonna get so confusing, oh my God. So weird. Hearing Strat sounds on a Mustang. Let's do neck and middle. That's pretty good. All three. Oh, it's so scooped. It's so weird. I love this. Now let's make that middle position out of phase. All three. Bridge in middle, out of phase. Neck and middle, out of phase. Roll it off a little. And finally, middle soloed. I can hear it's not. Oh, maybe it's miswired, or maybe it's out of spec a little bit, because that should be totally soloing the middle pickup, but unfortunately it's not. I'll have to check that out. I don't even know if Trevor really uses it that much. What else do I want to tell you about this? Oh, one of my favorite features that doesn't like have anything to do with how it sounds or plays are these volume and tone knobs down here. Now these aren't your typical Jaguar knobs. They are off of an MXR pedal, so they've got the glow-in-the-dark indicators, which is really fun to see when you're on a dark stage. I think that's a lovely feature. I would like to do that for all of my own Jaguars, but I just haven't done it yet. We also have a mastery bridge on here and some 11 gauge strings, and this bridge is the same one that I installed back in 2013. Doing its job, staying in tune, really. This is such a great guitar experience overall, and I'm so happy to have it back in my hands after all these years. And I'm even happier to hear that this has become a staple in the studio for Trevor. So the fact that it's out there making music, no matter who owns it, that just means the world to me. I'm so smitten with this thing, and I love that it's a piece of my personal history. Like just being able to see it out there in the world, living life, that is such an honor. This is not the first guitar that I built for Sky, actually. The other one is called the Skyemaster, and it is a 4-pickup Jazzmaster, 2 Jazzmaster pickups in the neck and bridge, a gold foil in the middle, and a lipstick behind the bridge, and that thing is rad, and it inspired my own guitar build because I wanted something just as noisy and weird and chaotic. So yeah, I'm grateful for all of the opportunities to make weird things that I had through Sky and Fleet Foxes way back in the day. Wonder how those guys are doing. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. No big deal. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about one of my favorite instruments that I have a very deep personal connection to. Well, I will see you in the next video, but in the meantime, I hope that you're taking care of yourselves and each other, and I hope that you're having fun with guitars, because I am, and I will see you in the next one.